Here we go. Bringing the energy in through your airwaves. This is your AstroShaman Pernell Bobby. I'm here empowering a world of harmony. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, leveraging astrology. Every first and third Sunday, this Sunday coming, okay, it's the first Sunday again of the next month, December 3rd, we're going to be meeting, okay. One Sunday we meet for astrosexuality. We talk about the divine feminine properties of each sign. And on this first Sunday, I got to press decline. I just got a phone call off the rip. It's not going down. It ain't going down. I already called you. I called you earlier and you ain't pick up. Okay? So it ain't going down. You missed your shot. This is the full moon message for all 12 zodiac signs. I do intend to do all 12 zodiac signs. The overall energy that we kind of just got off rip is the hangman in reverse. So the intelligence or egoism from an intellectual standpoint, if you think you're smart, especially smarter than the divine, then this full moon will be a lot tougher for you. And I really feel like that's because Neptune is gone direct. I'm going to talk about that and what that means, but for simplicity, there's no reason right now to get caught up on illusions. There's no reason to get caught up on ignoring higher octaves of love, like as a frequency. Because if you do right now, understand that Neptune and Pisces going direct is saying on this full moon, we got to get that part right. We can't continue on without a feminine support. We can't really push forward a masculine idea and think that it's going to last without feminine support. Feminine support is what actually maintains and keeps things steady. I see a little lag on my computer. Can somebody let me know in the chats if everything is good audio wise, or even just like through the consistency of the video? I've been having Wi-Fi has been like playing with me lately. It really has. So let me check and see. Man, Wi-Fi really been playing games with me lately. Y'all serious? Can somebody in the chat definitely let me know if we're up, we're live? If not, meanwhile, I'm gonna keep the message going. I'm just gonna trust that y'all gonna support somehow. So that's exactly what this full moon is about. For starters, like at an energetic level, coming in at 16 degrees, it's literally saying, are we willing to actually trust like the divine feminine and the creative support that we have? All right. Are we willing to trust the divine feminine with the creative support that we have? Let me see what this actually says here. I typed some mini notes. It's in the description. Our creative, Gemini, beliefs, Sagittarius, have shifted in perspective, opening us to changing how we receive support, the 16th degree, and Cancer, all right? And nurturing our intellectual thoughts with feminine support. So to nurture your intellectual thoughts with feminine support, this is air is what fuels the ego. And this full moon is coming in on Gemini, and it fuels the ego. Okay, air fuels the ego. And Gemini can be that trickster energy. We understand that. Like Gemini is in retrograde. So we're being asked to really see what parts of our mind at an unconscious level, Mars is unconscious, is still acting based off of learned behaviors. And Gemini will be learned behaviors. Okay? Gemini would literally be learned behaviors that you learned in your family dynamic. Okay? While you were literally in the midst of family dynamic. But when it's right here in Mars, it can be very immature. It could be very erratic. It could be very like confused. The good thing is we're in retrograde space right now. So this retrograde is actually telling us, let me see if I close this right here. I want to leave it here. I want to just try to see. So somebody definitely let me know in the comment. Give me a thumbs up. Give me a like button. I see 4444 on screen. Give me a thumbs up. Give me a like button. Another one down here. All right. If you can hear the audio, if everything is just working well, just let me know before I continue on talking. And Wi-Fi is actually not playing well with me today. So let me know. Let a brother know. Okay. So on this Gemini full moon, okay, as I get deeper into the chart. I see what's going on, what's happening. Okay, I'm gonna leave it off screen today. We're starting right now, kind of in this Pisces moon, and on an emotional level, we are really finishing some karma that has already come. Okay, this is the karma of Jupiter in Pisces, the karma of Neptune in Pisces. Now, when I say karma, understand I'm talking about there is something right now that we've been asked to look at an unconscious level based off of learned behaviors and the family dynamics. If we're willing to see this and what Sagittarius is asking of us, change. Truly, if we're willing to change. Let me check this. Let me see what's going on here. Let me see what's happening. I can't even tell if this thing is really going or not. So let's check it out. Gemini Full Moon support. Because it's clear on my iPad, but over here it's acting funky. So I don't really know. Okay, I'm talking. It's clear on my iPad. Okay. I think we're good. Somebody in the chat, just give me a yes or a no. Okay, stop being stubborn. Give me a yes or a no in the chat if this is working. Okay, I believe you're able to chat today. All right, so for the Gemini full moon message as I continue, all right, there's been a lot of harmony. There's been a lot of things helping and assisting us out. As you see here, okay, days ago, there's 19 degrees. There are real partners. There are real people talking with us, supporting us, bringing us more harmony, even just through discussion, even just through conversation. We are being assisted greatly right now. When I look at this Gemini full moon, thank you. I see some chats. See. Okay. There we go. I had to switch accounts so I could respond. Okay, thank you. It's working. Okay, thank you, Diana. I appreciate you. Glad I caught a live. I'm cooking in the kitchen. Okay, thank you. I appreciate it. I had to like pause. Like Life of Spirit was like, okay, hold up. So here's what is truly, truly amazing about this full moon. Right prior, the ways in which we've been held up, the ways in which retrogrades have slowed us down, this is stopping. So if you were with this Sag energy, with Mars and Gemini, it's telling us we're really ready to burst. We're ready to pop off. Honestly, we're ready to move forward. We're ready to move in any direction. We're like, look, just staying still has put me in a position of I'm just feeling restricted. I'm feeling like I don't know what to do. I don't know if I go left. I don't go right. Okay. I don't know where I'm going. I don't know what I'm doing, but I do know that things are changing. And this is what this full moon is really helping us out with. It's like change is coming. Change not only is it coming, but it's here. Okay? It's literally here and it's here now. Neptune is about spirituality and providing this feeling or this sense of we made mistakes. And Neptune asks us to look at, well, was it really a mistake? Or did I guide you this way? Did Spirit put you here so that you can take a detour, you can step off the beaten path for a moment, and you actually can change your mind. You actually can change these learned behaviors from earlier in. I see a like and thumbs up on Facebook, so I want to say appreciate you. I shout out to you. All right, I see you out here. Thank y'all for hitting thumbs up on YouTube. Appreciate you. Shout out to you. Okay, it's like we have learned these behaviors in childhood, really at a very early foundational level, an emotional foundation level. We have learned some habits, we learned some skills, and we've learned to reject and be in fear and afraid of our literal family's ancestry. You feel me? Like, I'm gonna definitely let you know what's up with Sag this year. I'm gonna let you know in a second. All right. We're recognizing now with third eye type vision. Okay, look, my physical eyes have shown me this, and I'm realizing Neptune going direct is showing us Now that we took time to introspect and reflect, we realized I didn't really make mistakes. You realize I found a way to literally, with my divine feminine, darker energy, destroy and deconstruct the karma that the same family has learned from generation to generation to generation to generation to generation. And I need you to understand, as a human, this is a lot to undergo for anybody, but it's happening with the collective unconscious, the whole world. It's happening simultaneously. And there are a mass number of people that are operating unconsciously daily. Sagittarius this year is able, this whole season with Venus in Sagittarius, Mercury in Sagittarius, the moon going Gemini, opposite sign of Sagittarius. This is the balance between the student and the teacher. The student who just learns and really just asks a bunch of questions and decides how to make up his mind, Gemini. And the teacher who teaches from a mentality of the student, where as much as I teach, I continue to be young in my thought process. And when I mean by young, I mean not stuck on this is what I think is real, and not taking our opinion further than the place of curiosity and learning for learning's sake for ourselves so that we can experience and apply the knowledge. This full moon in Gemini is showing you that you have learned how to be the student. You've learned how to think with the consciousness of a 7-year-old child. And with the 7-year-old child's consciousness, you're more creative. But with this 16th degree, this is saying the new moon that happened May 30th in Gemini. It takes about 6 months or so to move from a new moon to a full moon. The new moon that has happened then is now bringing us the feminine touch, because the 9th degree is Sag, where the moon was at in May 30th. But this one coming December 8th is now saying we're going to add Cancer's touch, but not the beginning of Cancer's consciousness, a semi-evolved consciousness of Cancer. Still have some lessons to learn in the divine feminine aspect of learning how to receive creative ideas and receive the directions on how to learn a creative ability. Okay, we're now going to start having a sense of direction, because why? And the feminine, the divine feminine, needs masculine support, because the divine feminine works from a creative and emotional center. But this is the sacral chakra, orange, or the solar plexus chakra, yellow. And these things need to build on top of the root chakra, red. So red is a masculine focus for security. It's basically saying, Cancer, is my home safe and secure? Do I know where I'm going to live? Because Uranus and Taurus is saying prices have risen. Okay. So sure, prices have risen. Housing is not the same. Food is not the same. They honestly all cost more. And this is what Uranus and Taurus has done. But it's done that in order to revolutionize and rapidly update how will we look at creative solutions for divine feminine and masculine support. Okay, listen, I hope you were able to catch up what I really was saying. Okay, let me know what you need clarity on out of that part of the message so far in the chat. Let me know where you need clarity so far on this Gemini full moon in the chat, because what I just said is really a pinnacle background to the full moon in Gemini. All right, here we go. Okay, as I look at today, working towards November 30th, working towards the December 8th full moon, we're starting with our mind and our values officially just taking notice and beginning soon to pass. What do we need to cut? What partnerships? Simplicity. What partnerships or even creative ideas with other social peers, okay, classmates, do I need to change or switch up? What needs to get cut to invite change? So that is what we're going through, a certain moment of tension that will be very healthy and beneficial. This will go back into even those childhood ideas of what are learned behaviors from my foundational family, and how have I learned today as an adult how to reverse engineer what gaslighting from my family, who was more even also unconsciously promoting me dealing with my mind and my more curious and erratic thoughts that have no shape but rather just collect information objectively. Gemini, this opposition is showing us with third eye truths of Sagittarius how to actually see from a faith base what to do and where to go. So if we are feeling lost, not really knowing what direction to go, but you're going, literally like this comment, it's asking us to shift our perspective. Because if we do not, we will miss the fact of why we were lost. We will skip the fact of we weren't lost, we weren't making mistakes. Neptune and Pisces, we were ending karma, and the karma is just so much deeper and more vast than we as individual humans are supposed to deal with. Our ancestors gone what they've gone through, so we don't have to go through it. What has happened is we recognized, oh crap, I learned these behaviors from my ancestors from 10s and 20s and 30s of years and 40s and 50s and 300 and 500 years of generational trauma. I learned these behaviors from them, but my ancestors do not want me to go through that. They're actually asking me to shift my mindset of, I don't even need to feel guilty of that. And guilt is coming back from Cancer on this Gemini full moon at 16 degrees. 16 degrees is Cancer. So, yes, our intuition has taken the wheel because I said for months now that Neptune and Pisces, the octave and frequency of love, is stronger than the mind. It is stronger than the guilt we felt from hundreds of years of ancestry. This is guilt from, because of the narrative in the US, and I'm primarily from there, this is guilt from literal Caucasians feeling guilty that their ancestors oppressed black people, and this is black people feeling guilty that they are now superseding and transcending the pain and the trauma of their ancestors, and they're making more money and creating their own jobs and essentially overcoming the oppression and their own shifted perspective and reality. And both, in just this instance, because this is happening way outside of white and black, quite frankly, this is from every culture. You see this in the NBA with China and their involvement in basketball. You see this everywhere. So everybody, every culture has their own form and understanding of guilt. This is happening globally. Quite frankly, the color does not matter. Okay. I said what I said, and we don't stand in our power and overcome that guilt. We will have resentment. Exactly. And so thank you, Jamie, for really mentioning that and saying that. We are not, this full moon is showing us creative solutions and ways to allow us to receive the nurturing and the healing and the support and the understanding and the emotional acceptance that what happened in my ancestry is not my fault. It's not even actually fully my responsibility to rectify and change the ancestry. It is for me to start from here at ground zero in my life for how old I am, 20 years old, 40 years old, 35 years old, does not matter. I'm here to do it from here and realize that I have creative opportunities because the four in human design is opportunist. I have creative opportunities to be an opportunist and actually find and see with an intuitive lens of love, how I will and how I can think differently and see my pain and my trauma differently and reframe the story of my existence and my legacy soon in Capricorn season differently. The name of the game when mutable signs is in the sky is differently. Mutable change. Mutable changes. Mutable means changeable. So what we're being asked of is this hangman in reverse for starters, which is literally saying, where have we been intellectually? Oh my God, it's Neptune. Wow. I am such a genius. Where have we been intellectually drowning ourselves more than required? Where have we been intellectually drowning ourselves more than required? And how can we focus on moving from a place of egotism, the inability to change, which is the hangman in reverse, and feeling like we missed an opportunity? Wow, this is a super channeled message because I'm using the direct words of the hangman I didn't know. Okay. Where did we feel like we missed an opportunity? We missed a moment to be more spiritually disciplined. We missed a moment to eat better and healthier foods. We missed a moment to stop thinking from an egoic and an intellectual standpoint of thinking I'm smart and I'm smarter. Okay, it's like we missed. We have to move from this place of feeling like we missed it and allow ourselves to be in an emotional suspension. And that's how we flip this upright. If we allow ourselves to be in emotional suspension, meaning giving ourselves some space and some time to feel our feelings, to stop running from them. We have the ability to see with our third eye, our more intuitive eye right now, a more feminine presence, that it is time to allow ourselves to nurture ourselves and to stop blaming the fact that we feel guilty, that we have different opportunities than our ancestors, to stop finally blaming that and realize that that has been an escapist method. This has been our clear green light of, I have been systemically oppressed. I have been generationally oppressed. I have been suppressed emotionally because my mother did not give me the clear definition of what it feels like to receive love. Whatever it is, Neptune going direct is finally allowing us to end our karma on these excuses. On these excuses. On these excuses. And in the ways in which we have fooled ourselves intellectually, we have fooled our egos intellectually, this Gemini full moon will show us our intellectual. Gemini is a part of Mercury, the intellectual processing center. It will show us our intellectual defeats, because we revealed that in Scorpio season. We now see that in Sagittarius season in a way where we can change it. Before in Capricorn season, which is coming next, we can actually solidly push forward a new physical and tangible reputation. Thank you for hitting that thumbs up, ladies and gentlemen. It is time to focus on letting go. It's time for focus on metamorphosis. It's time to focus on suspending ourselves from an emotional standpoint, especially if you feel that intuitively, and let yourself take a nap. Today I took a nap. That gave me the strength and the energy to do this live. I've been wanting to do these for so much. So I really kind of, in one way, I want to give like every zodiac rising sign their own forecast. But in truth, I'm just not going to do that. Okay, this Gemini full moon, I might do that later. This Gemini full moon is literally bringing us into Sagittarius season. Okay, so I want you to understand a little bit more about what's going on the day of the Gemini full moon, while Venus and Venus and Mercury, Venus in Sagittarius, and Mercury in Sagittarius, excuse me, and the Sun in Sagittarius. I'm going to hope you understand. This is all happening at the point where Mercury will actually go directly into Capricorn, like on the day of this full moon in Gemini. So what that says is our mind is already ready to start pushing forward for new Earth. Capricorn is Earth, and Earth is realistic. Earth is realistic. Let me see what you said. I haven't been wanting to talk. I've been in a vow of silence almost, and I don't feel guilty about it. Absolutely. Because Gemini is communication, and Gemini in retrograde means slow down the talk. It means literally slow down the talking, slow down your mind, focus on breath work, focus on meditation, focus on divine practices, Focus on sage, which you inhale. Focus on smells and scents, which you inhale, which gets into the lungs. Things that will wake up and stimulate the lungs in the natural way, maybe taking a switch. For me, I've been drinking like coffee once a week. I was going from drinking coffee almost every day with a coffee in between every 3. I would never drink coffee more than 3 days in a row. So I might drink it 2 days in a row. I might drink it 1 day in a row. I might drink it 3 days in a row. And I would never drink it really 4 days in a row because I know that I crash. I always take a break. But sometimes I'll drink it 3 days in a row, and then 1 day in a row, I'll take a break. Then I'll take 2 more days of coffee and take 1 day break. So that's 5 days coffee and 7 to 8 days of out of 8 days. My body was overstimulated. This allowed the mind, Gemini, the ego within me, okay, to speed up my will, because wind and elemental magic feeds in this Gemini new moon the fire of our willpower back in the sun. Fire is the sun. Okay, our sun sign. So understand what I'm saying, okay? We're being asked on this full moon to come to full completion and culmination, okay, from the dates of May 30th, where we have Gemini new moon at 9 degrees, where the new moon has said, we are going to shift our perspective at 9 degrees. 9 degrees is Sagittarius. We're going to shift our perspective at 9 degrees when the energy goes in opposition. And Neptune, a sister sign, Jupiter, a sister sign in Pisces, okay, going opposition to Sagittarius, which is saying we are officially adding the entire strength of Jupiter, because Sagittarius is in the sky and Pisces is in the sky. And Zeus, Sagittarius, and Hera, Pisces, together equates to divine feminine and divine masculine in unison. And when we operate from that space, we merge at a spiritual level. Scorpios will merge still with hedonistic pleasures and metaphysical desires that brought the hedonistic pleasures and comfort and stability. But the merge of Pisces and Sagittarius is a spiritual love. It is a love that is divine in nature and not concerned with hedonistic pleasures. Surely it can operate from ego as well, but it's so much less likely. I took a nap today. I've been following my partner. My partner took a nap. I was like, I was not in nap mode, but hours later, I'm like, I'm gonna take a nap, because I came home and I was almost like, dude, like, I'm drowsy. I wanted to take a shower and I couldn't even take a shower. I just was like, you know what? It's hard for me to let myself just fall out and just fall in the bed and nap. I hate getting in my bed dirty. But that's just what needed to happen today. So the divine feminine love, the divine dark energy of the feminine Pisces energy in the sky at the Scorpio season is saying, for me, at least in this instance, and it applies because the Gemini full moon is about coming to full completion, that our intellectual ego does not have priority over frequencies of love. Our mind is an objective tool to allow us to analyze how to operate and what to skip or reinforce when it comes to our intuition. So we're going to get an intuitive download from our guidance, from our faith. Okay. I love seeing y'all comment and chat in the chat. All right. We're all going to get one from our faith, but the intelligence, the mind is a tool. It is not the master. And this entire transit has been trying to lead up to this Gemini full moon and showing us that the mind is not the master of us. I control my mind. My mind is a tool. It is a weapon. It is a defense. It is an opportunity. It is a threat. It is a strength. And I understand all of these things so that I also can embrace where and how does this shift into a weakness. At what corner? This Gemini full moon is helping to understand where can a smart person be really dumb. You ever just see somebody so smart they were stupid? Ow, I just got stung in the toe. Maybe I got karma for saying that out loud. Something just stung me. I'm sorry. Well, You're just gonna have to hate. That's cool. So yeah, that's what this Gemini full moon is really bringing to the table. That's what this full moon is bringing to the table. Yeah, I got stung. We're asking part of it with Mars and Gemini to cut back on how we like to cut people with words when it's coming from an insecurity, when we may feel insecure about an idea, a creative thought, a creative project, okay, a belief, something we want to publish out into the world, something we want to publish to support humanity. These are definitely themes. We're finding more creative solutions and ideas from a feminine support. We're adding a feminine touch to masculine signs like Gemini, like Sagittarius, which a lot of that is in the sky, matching Jupiter and Pisces, feminine, matching Neptune and Pisces, going direct by this full moon. This is an amazing time to align with something more faith-based. So I spoke about this a little bit earlier, and how you tap into Neptune is you realize that what we perceive as mistakes are not mistakes. They are guidance that is detouring us and misdirecting us intentionally. Guidance internal to your spirit and to your soul. Neptune operates without the mind. The mind is not in consideration in Neptune at all. At all. At all. Neptune is exalted in Leo because Leo can see. And Leo is, the superpower of Leo is a channel. Leo's channel. So Neptune is exalted in Leo, but again, it's not an intellectual air process like Gemini, Aquarius, or Libra. It is not an intellectual process. Leo is exalted in Neptune because Neptune is really about charity. It's really about magnanimity. It's about love. And Leo is the heart of the sun. It is our conscious love that we give to others to help validate that we appreciate their existence. So to answer your question about how to tap into the illusion, you tap into the illusion by realizing and accepting that we're not ever actually being psychically attacked. That within itself is an illusion. We are mistaking, essentially assigning blame, guilt, anxiety, or even a lack of love for ourselves at the highest degree. We're assigning that to other people, and it may come up as, damn, I made a mistake by dating that guy. But in reality, what's really going on with Neptune is it's showing you, your guides are showing you, your guidance, your internal intuition, your internal guidance is showing you how you needed to figure out for yourself, for myself, what my soul and my spirit wants me to do, wants me to go without my intellectual ego. Exactly. I had to come to terms with that for myself. Like when I was thinking other people were psychically attacking me, I was psychically assigning them to attack me, so I had something to blame so that I can actually see how was I psychically attacking myself for years. For years. And the Sagittarius energy is bringing this third eye truth to Neptunian energy and is now showing us the simple truth that I was my own enemy. I was my own psychic attacker. I projected an emotional gaslit energy on somebody else. I gaslit other people. And I convinced them to psychically attack me, to fall into my old karmic patterns, my ancestral learned behaviors. Essentially, I baited people to attack me because that is how Neptune decided to reinforce a mistake within me, which was really my spirit redirecting me. Man, I'm so happy to come out here and say this message today. You know, this one came from the soul. This one came from the gut. I just felt like I got to go out there. I got to speak a message. And I didn't know what it was. And this one was coming from the feeling, was coming from the gut response and not the intellect, not the mind. Every time I've been trying to do this with the mind, these lies have not been working. You notice my lies have decreased a lot. This is retrograde with media, Mars and Gemini going exactly the same degree. Mars and Gemini will be 16 degrees at the same exact time as the full moon in Gemini. Do you understand what that means? This is a true and tremendous time to cut the intellectual thought process of our family's dynamic. We now have a strength. Saw that play at work. Had to take time out and chant and forgive his work. Energy has been dim lately. Again, energy has only been coming from, we only have energy for love. It's right. I swear to God, like, it sounds mad cheesy. Like, I don't even like saying love and light and words like this because it, you know, it's so played out to me. It's annoying. But the simplicity of Neptune is a high and divine octave of love. It's not an egoic form of love. It's not a love that is formed on conditions. It is a love formed on no conditions. It is a love formed on, I see your red flags up front and I choose to embrace you anyways in hopes that you can change, that you can shift your karma. Mutable, Pisces, change. Sagittarius, mutable, change. Gemini, mutable, change. And we were getting set up back in Virgo season, okay, August to September, we were getting set up in Virgo season with the earthly mutable change of having to first come into awareness of our more negative thought patterns that, quite frankly, were very harmful to ourselves. They were just harmful thoughts. And we came into awareness of them. And from this stage of awareness, we have to then begin to judge them. And through judgment, we can discern. Now, our discernment, when the judgment goes a little bit too far, it turns into criticism. And that was the 3 stages that was happening in August up until now. But now, with this fire mutable energy, we have the ability to assert, because fire is assertion. We have the actual ability to assert the visionary shift that we have through realism in Virgo season back this August, been able to see in reality of, man, I got some negative dark thoughts. I was looking at other people and partners and coworkers as, yo, this coworker is negative, but I energetically attracted that coworker from literal astral space in my dream world to invite them as a mistake in my life, to see that they were not a mistake, they were a blessing in disguise. Man, I'm telling you, I'm feeling the fire on this message. So this is the Gemini full moon. What I think is most magnificent about this full moon is we had a Sagittarius eclipse earlier in the year. And we just had a Sagittarius new moon. So in truth, that's pretty classic in its own ways. The full moon lunar eclipse was actually this year, May 16th, 2 weeks prior. And it's a full moon, which means the order of operations here is we closed old beliefs around our faith, around religion, around being pious or not, around like social injustice. We closed our perspective so that on the Gemini new moon, which happened on the 30th of May this year, we opened our perspective. Thank you. I appreciate you. To a new and curious form of learning a new perspective, because the new moon in Gemini was at 9 degrees. So we're now learning a new perspective after, and at a young 7-year-old consciousness, after we closed a 63-year-old male's consciousness in like Sagittarius. Sagittarius like 52 to 53, 52 to 60 or something like that. So that's an old man, and old stubborn men don't really change. So we closed something on a lunar eclipse that allowed us to change old, stubborn, generational habits at a more collective, conscious level. Now, through the collective consciousness, we also chose to use humor to hide our thoughts and our perceptions and hide how we decide to apply our knowledge and our wisdom. Wisdom being the word embraced with experience. Sagittarius is wisdom in the sense where it applies its knowledge. Gemini is just collecting information and continuously learning through objective analysis. But Sagittarius is a more experiential knowledge that it is applied. Hey, what's going on? Yeah, man, I first started doing Muay Thai out in Thailand. You see the smile on my face? It makes me want to go back out there. I wish I started a little sooner. I took maybe like 6 classes in Thailand of Muay Thai. I was living there for a year and a half. I don't know why I didn't do more. So Muay Thai, martial arts, these are Sagittarius themes. I highly recommend during these whole full moon time frames. Understand that this full moon, like what this could hurt the most for people is more stubborn fixed signs like Taurus, Leo, Aquarius, and or Scorpio. These are the people who, fixed in nature, not willing to shift, not willing to change. You're dealing with tougher times when it comes to closings on lunar, mutable signs and placements. Whoa, what is that? More lunar signs and placements. All right. But the beauty behind this, I actually had to hit this thumbs up, hit this likes button. All right. The beauty behind this is really to, I'm just playing. I'm playing. I don't want to get lost in this. All right, I'm getting lost. Bow. Okay, cool. I was getting lost. I wanted to start playing with the screen a little bit. Hangman is also surrendering to control of how it plays out. And that's Neptune. I'm so happy I paused. Like something told me like, okay, Pete, shut up, regain your thoughts. Mars in Gemini has really slowed down our speech. And it's helped us see where did we used to fill in words. And this was coming to a conclusion on this full moon. Where did we used to fill in words when we were either feeling awkward or talking to a crush that we just wanted to keep the conversation going because we just want to keep talking to them because we like them. We're curious, we actually have a crush. And, this doesn't have to be a romantic crush. You can just like somebody. You can honestly just like somebody and want to talk to them. You ever had a crush on a mentor, right? You ever had a crush on a student? Let's say you're a teacher and you got a crush on a student in a non-romantic fashion where they just answer questions. They ask questions. They just want to learn. They just want to be there. They want to be a great student. They want to actually maximize their tuition. So understand it from a wider perspective where Gemini is just here to collect information, to be curious, to have fun, to be playful. This retrograde has allowed us to slow our speech, slow the things we say out of insecurities, and to actually feel our emotions more and happily align with a more divine sense of love, embracing love as a frequency desired, something that we even think we desire, and then begin to understand, which is what Pisces brings. We then begin to understand that this desire of ours, that this understanding of love can only be possible. What's going on, Shireen? Shout out to you, 777, Intuitive Wisdom. Shireen, Aquario Soul. Shout out to all y'all. Thank y'all for those thumbs up. I appreciate you. Okay. This Sunday, again, we meet. Check out the membership. I'm teaching astrology. This Sunday is really cool. I had 2 different one-on-one sessions with people that's in the actual membership recently. Members get half off of their reading, so that's kind of why that happened. And it's cool community right now. We got about 7-8 people, members in that background community. We're learning astrology, and it's getting fun. You're gonna be able to start breaking down the things I'm saying for yourself, and it's just super dope. It's super dope. I'm waiting for this connection to happen between Jamie and Shireen. So shout out to y'all. Ask questions if there's anything. I'm here to respond. Okay, I'm looking to align with my more generator energy. This looks good. All right, whoever asks a question, this looks good. I promise you. Yeah, the December 4th session is the next one coming Astro membership. Shireen, I hope I see you there. Jamie, I hope I see you there. I know both of y'all in that membership back end. So shout out to you. Big love. I just got a mosquito bite on my ankle. Ask a question. I'm telling you, ask a question. This is good energy. I'm seeing a beautiful energy coming up. This life, I don't know. Okay, definitely will connect. Thanks for saying that, Pete. Absolutely. Thank you for those thumbs up. This is your AstroShaman Pernell Bobby, empowering a world of harmony, leveraging astrology. Every first and third Sunday, I'm running Astro Divinity memberships. We're talking astrosexuality, and we're also talking Astro Logos. So we're going to, one, learn the language of astrology so you can apply it and interpret for yourself, and two, we're talking about the divine feminine, divine masculine understandings and synthesis, which is the key word, synthesis, how the astrology signs play together. We are really needing to, as a culture, as a society, needing to transcend, oh my God, like I'm a Libra. Like this is just done, it's played out. Everybody understands already that just ain't it. Like it's so much more. There's so much more, okay? It's the synthesis. I want you to think of these as siblings. So astrosexuality is helping you understand that a Gemini paired with an Aquarius is very different than a Gemini paired with a Scorpio. They do not have the same relationship as sisters, but these sisters are sisters inside of you in combination. So I'm helping you understand the synthesis of astrology. I feel like when we begin to see it through this lens, this is my way of bringing everybody and you back to divinity, straight up. Because the divine masculine and the divine feminine need to come together, which means we need to understand the light and the shadow aspects of the divine masculine and the divine feminine. We need to know the traits, and we need to know that separately for each zodiac sign, and then we can begin to make very informed decisions. Is the next move I'm about to make in business a good one? That's the first question I saw. Look at this, Six of Pentacles. I see you, Jamie, Six of Pentacles. So you know what that means. This is a very solid material wealth. Okay, this is a victory, straight up. You straight just about to win, and it's going to be solid. It's going to be stable. It's going to be, you're the Lord of material success right now. And Jamie, to really finish you up, the next energy that I got, ready? Look at this. You really want to know your question? This is the Knight of Pentacles. That's two pentacles. This is resources. This is good. This is top notch. Okay, you winning, baby. You winning, baby. You got green light to move on this. This is Leo energy going into Virgo. So Jamie, I did your astrology chart. So we already talked about this on the Gemini formal message earlier at the retreat back in Puerto Escondido, the hidden door. We talked about this. This is you and your moon checking that 18th degree, checking those Virgo elements. Virgo is saying your business is going to be a success when you really put it, one, grounded in reality. All right. When you show up bright, when you shine, when you feel good. But what's going to help you feel good is to really get your numbers, your Excel sheets, your platform, how you're going to deliver your service. When you get it ready, straight up, Jamie, this is what this is saying. You gotta, you have wild, fertile land right now. You got Six of Pentacles coming. The only warning for you, Jamie, is the Queen of Swords in reverse. So this is like being recklessly ruthless with your words and just kind of cutting things up. Like, you know, this is you, Jamie, like getting rid of the thoughts about off with their heads, like trying to, you know, literally like, all right, they didn't mess with you in the right way. You just not messing with them at all. Like you're not using like a mature sense of intelligence. You being intellectually immature is the warning and the danger of the success, the material success and the fertile land you already have. So that's what you got, Jamie. Gemini full message question. Clarity on our current friendship, please. I got you. I'm excited about this. Aisha, I see you up top. Thank y'all. I'm happy y'all in the comments. Y'all chatting on the Gemini formal message. I gave the analysis on the first part. This is the fun part. Okay, here we go. Shireen, Queen of Cups in reverse. So, you know, as for the clarity on this friendship, what this is telling me is to be emotionally mature. Straight up. Like there's a point where there's too much thinking and there's not enough feeling. That's what's happening for you, Shireen, with this particular friendship. Like you already can sense and feel. Because I know your chart, I'm going to skip forward. You can sense the karma. You literally can intellectualize the karma that you and this friend has. So You know, just keep it simple, keep it straight, and really allow yourself to feel. Understand that you don't want to really go too intellectual on this, and you also don't want to get overly emotional either. You really want to be able to realize that you have the ability to use your masculine and your feminine at the same time. You have the ability to receive love and accept and embrace them, as well as be clear on the direction of your relationship at the same time with a very wise, feminine, queen-like energy. You know what I'm saying? So you have that possibility. We got nine in the chat now. Hey, what's up? Thumbs up for the 9. I appreciate y'all. I think I seen Aisha with a question. Let's see what's going on here. For some reason, I was feeling so low today. Pisces moon. I mean, it is Pisces moon. All my cards are telling me to laugh, cheer up. Exactly. Not to take life so seriously. And to let all those worries go. To celebrate the now. I mean, you just said it on point. Like Neptune is going direct. Like I said, you know, Neptune is Pisces owner. Neptune is in Jupiter. This is ending a 12-year cycle of belief and patterns that have been the same since 12 years. So if you're 40 years old and you're listening to this right now, you were 28 years old when you set this last belief system. So it's literally asking you to let it go. Like, hit the thumbs up button. It's literally asking you to let it go. I mean, it's just that simple. Like, it's Pisces ends karma. It finishes the story. It's the last step. If you miss this time now and you don't listen to your intuition now, you essentially will have forsaken 12 years of changing your perspective and developing. Let me get my I got lights right here. Let me just turn my lights on. Hey, light time. All right, here we go. Broke up with a deep chat. Ask me any Gemini full moon questions that you want to know. Anything that you're maybe a Gemini placement, so I can just give a couple freebies out literally on how Gemini placements. Give me Gemini 9th house and a degree. I want the sign of Gemini, the planet, the degree, and the house. Okay, come with all of them. The planet, the sign, the degree, the house. Drop Gemini. I'm going to help you understand what's going on. Everybody, all 11 of you in the chat, give me your Gemini placement, the house, the degree. If you do not know, look up a chart. It is free to do. Okay, it is free to do. If you don't know, say I don't know in the chat, and I'll give you a resource that you can look it up. So I can give you some free game. I broke up on a very deep friendship because it was not working for us. What do the cards say about this? What is missing in my life right now? And why am I so low? Gemini moon, sun in the 8th house. All right, I'm going to go straight to your question, Aisha, on this Gemini moon, because I'm more likely positive that this is what it's about. But I'll use what you said prior for like background information. So first off, if you didn't break up with a deep friendship, you outgrew it. That's step one. You outgrew this friendship. Look at your 7th house to understand what that friendship was going through, and then compare it to the transits, and that'll help. So that's that so far. For now, I'm going to give you a Gemini 8th house. All right. Gemini sun in the 8th house. All right. For starter, if any exist, you're definitely closing out any superficial relationships. Straight up. And a lot of it is because you're closing out an old personality that you learned to be. There's an old personality that you learned. Like I said, it's the 16th degree in this full moon. You know, your actual full perspective is shifting on that personality, on how you used to assert yourself, how you used to, you know, love yourself, literally, like put yourself out there. And so the 8th house is saying that you now require a certain level of depth in your friendships, a certain level of depth in your with around your peers and the people you learn with. Okay. What's up, Murph? Drop your Gemini placement, the house, the planet, the sun, the degree, the house, the planet. All right, with this Gemini full moon message, I'm focusing there. So that's what you got, Aisha. Gemini moon. Come on, girl. Can I get some houses? Can I get some degrees? Give me some support. 57 degrees is inaccurate. That is the minutes. They give me the degrees is the other number. The minutes matter less. Okay, so 20 degrees. So 20 degrees is going right back to that 8th house. And it's just like, I mean, this is deep. This is mad deep. Like, you already saw the unconscious behaviors and psychological motivations behind how you find power in and through deep, intimate relationships and sharing things, resources with other people. So it's coming down to that friendship ending is really trying to teach you, what you're not willing to suffice for, what you're not willing to do on a superficial level, and what you require on a deep, deep way, in a deep, deep way. All right, the next that I see is Gemini Venus. Hey, 8th house. Ooh, highly sexual placement. Highly sexual placement. When I say sexual, I mean energetically. When I say sexual, I mean energetically. I'm talking about inner child, childlike energy, creative energy, life force energy. Okay? So what's closing for you, you don't even look at sex the same. The way you value sex 12 years ago and the way you value it now, first off, you're nowhere near as fast. And this doesn't even have to be like on some skank level. Again, this is fast with your creative ideas, fast with your inner child and what you publish through your speech and how you allow your inner child to speak versus how you allow the depth of this evolved third eye, spirit level, spirit enlightened version of you speaking. And this counts barriers and boundaries in these sexual relationships or even with creative projects. You understand the closing of a deep psychological shift that has undergone where you have aligned with listening and watching media that has been honestly painful and toxic for you. You have stopped watching certain media outlets and platforms. And you realize that it's much more dangerous to your mind than was ever taught to you, than what you have ever learned. So that's what's coming to a close, Jamie. I haven't been wanting sex. Okay, right. Literally, this is what I'm saying. Like, sex is changing. Like, and I feel like it's not about you not wanting sex from a physical level. It's more about you wanting to use your energy in a more strategic 8th house fashion, in a more humanitarian way, where you are breaking through the boundaries that sex has placed on you. There's been some sort of sexual prison that you have been a part of based off of ideas, thoughts that were taught through you generationally, but it is time to tremendously let that go. Like, it's less about you not wanting physical sex. It's more about you wanting to more deeply be strategic about how your sexual energy is utilized. And until that is figured out, it's cut everything off until further notice. What's going on, girl? I never seen you, Angel Mayberry. I just want to give you a shout out, show and send you some love. I know my Sag Moon and Aqua Rising. My main sign is Gemini. Word. So because I don't have your placements, here's what I'm gonna do. Angel, I really love your name. Your name just brought me so much warmth. Your name just brought me so much warmth. I got a feeling about you, Angel. Okay, here we go. We got a card. So I don't have your houses or your degrees, so I'm not gonna be super accurate. I'm gonna go more intuitive. Okay. 6 of Pentacles again. This is buck wild because I just mixed those cards up. Y'all saw me. So you're going to stop being alone, Angel, when you literally get your paper up. I swear to God. Right now you're alone because your self-worth is forming and is still radically updating from this eclipse in Taurus, this Taurus eclipse. You're getting to the point where, like, This dude is only here to help you feel fed up enough that you decide that as a feminine, you got to get your money right. Oh, thank you. I appreciate you, Aisha, for the super sticker. I didn't even notice that. Angel, you're being asked to get your money right. You're literally being asked to get your self-worth intact and understand that the victory is likely not with this guy. I mean, to be honest, like, I don't know where your placement is, but maybe it's first house, seventh house. This full moon could be a closure of this relationship and you thinking about this person altogether. Because if you said true, you likely said true to something I said earlier. And again, I don't know the rest of your placements, but Sagittarius rising and the aqua moon. Yeah, I feel like he's just here to stop you from the thought bubble. And he's actually really holding up your material success. You're being asked to, the feminine, if you're a woman, I'm guessing, the feminine needs, and I said this a little earlier, security, support, stability. They need to know they're getting a certain amount of income, and need to know that their house and stuff is secure. Until you do that root chakra work, you can't express the sacral chakra or the creative energy, which what I feel like is happening is, as a Gemini, the actions you are taking, you are cutting through the parts that is blocking your creativity, that's not allowing you like to relate from a healthy level. Because I think what's clear is, like, with this guy, you're not relating in a healthy manner. So this full moon is already starting to close the unhealthy ways of which you relate. Oh, you're a Sag rising, so your Gemini has to be seventh house. I'm a genius. Okay, like I said, it's partnership. It's the seventh house. It's seventh house, right? So, like, it's just that simple. Like, your sun is likely in the seventh house. And the seventh house sun, the sun doesn't like being in the seventh house. The seventh house and the sun can literally create codependency. And you having to find your power in a partnership. Not that that is bad, but that you're asking to get your self-worth up. You're asking to get your own money up so that you don't need a man, that you don't need him to buy you anything, food, pay your rent, or even give you emotional stability. It's saying when you become emotionally stable for yourself, Taurus and the moon, which is this card, that is when you literally win. All right, let's see what we got here. Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you as well for your donation. This is already much. Okay, I think I see Murph next. Thank you for hitting the thumbs up. Murph, sixth house. So Murph, you got some past life habits that you used to just rock with, and they've honestly caused you some mistakes, even in travel. Like, it could be super simple, stupid stuff like locking yourself out your car, locking yourself out your house, like almost moving and running so fast that, like, you just lose your focus. Like, the full moon in some ways is kind of having you switch up your routine, switch up how you do things, switch up how you take care and nurture yourself. Again, adding that feminine supportive measure, which will calm and soothe the ego, the intellectual ego, and make the way you take care of your body and your mental health, it'll help you shift and change in a physical and material way. Okay, this full moon, how you used to think about taking care of and nurturing yourself. That's really the simplicity of the sixth house moon. You know, something in your past life, like, prompted you to, with the South Node past life, to do and think and, you know, shape your ideas and collect information in this way. And, you know, it's also asking you in the South Node to let it go and move towards Sagittarian themes, which is say things like third house, which is like, be smart and intellectual and apply the intelligence. The full moon is helping you to close out where you used to stay routine in one way. No, I'm lying. This is going to bring you to the 12th house. Sorry. 12th house / first house. My bad. 12th house / first. Okay, this is spiritual discipline. This is spiritual discipline. You know, this is a combination of, you can see and you're leaning towards seeing what can't be seen, but you can see it very clearly. But until you nurture yourself differently, nurture your actual mind and thoughts differently, your spiritual guidance is going to suffer as for where you're going and the direction you're going in life. So the full moon is supporting you to close out old routine. And Jamie, that's okay. Understand that it's totally okay. The key with this is, are you also being emotionally intelligent and emotionally honest with how you're using your creative energy, and are you using that creative energy, or are you using the statement of this is how I'm deciding to use my creative energy as an excuse? That is the only part that matters here. If you are in integrity and you have asked yourself the emotionally honest questions about your sex life and using it for creativity, then I feel like you're okay. And there's no real timeline on that. The only timeline that matters here is be honest with yourself again emotionally when your mind and your emotions shift. And then it becomes an escape or escape form of ignoring something else. I mean, I don't know what that would be in the moment. Gemini on the 10th. I've been seeing a couple of you. I have. 10th house, I think, is Gemini. I feel I'm in for a change. Getting what I want. Aquarius sun, Pisces moon, Virgo rising. Okay, so Gemini full moon was coming to a close for you. Like, I mean, there's an old image. There's an old image that you used to give the world from a media standpoint. This could literally look like publicly used to post only memes about astrology, and now Gemini, the full conclusion is changing things. How you'll know what's changing for you in your career space, or even how you climb the social ladder, how you climb publicly, especially through media outlets and themes, and what you're willing to say or not say. Like maybe you were willing to talk on a live, and before you weren't willing to talk on a live at all. These things are shifting, and part of it is because you're beginning to embrace that you have a sense and a form of expansion through helping other people with their karma, helping other people with, your Aquarian consciousness, your Aquarian power to upgrade humanity lightning fast, where, maybe you weren't willing to say things as publicly or through media outlets or help somebody else in the comments. And this stuff is beginning to change. And what's happening is you're again realizing with the 8th degree of Scorpio, what was revealed to you during Scorpio season as a part of your psychological motivations and unconscious skills that you have that need practice. Shout out to you again, Aisha, for the donation. I appreciate you. I can do that much. Absolutely. I'm good to see the smiles. Sagittarius season is about the smiles, about the love. Good. I'm here. Thank you. Awesome. Yeah. And so this is kind of what a little bit of what I felt. I'm glad you said that, Jamie. And the key with this is um, make sure that you're mindful, because it'd be ignorant to say that this does not happen, because we all compare our exes and our now guy or our now woman and our future woman when we don't have one, when we're single, or what we're gonna take or not gonna take. We all make comparisons, even though it's not always the most beneficial in a relationship to say that you do, right? So what this is about right now, Jamie, I'm feeling is be again emotionally honest with your current partner. It's important for us not to punish them based off of who we allowed to disrespect our worth. We can't we can't move forward as a global society and collective if we keep doing that. So again, if you're emotionally honest and it's not happening from that space, then you're gonna be good. You're in alignment. And it's hard sometimes to distinguish the cloud, the mental fog, where love is the only one that's going to, you can basically, your current partner only feel that this current partner does not want to take your power, especially not through physical acts of sex, and he wants to empower you, because sex, physical intimacy, especially when done in alignment with, your soul and your spirit, right? It is actually a recharge. It will charge you. It will not disempower you. It will empower you. So if he has that part in alignment with himself, then again, come back and look in. If he does not have that within alignment with himself, then continue to strongly maintain the taking back your power and realize that he is a part of, what needs to shift, if that's the case. But you gotta be honest. That's the whole part. Like, it's easy to fool ourselves if we want to. I don't remember what your placement was. I think you had the 8th degree, no? Dang, Awakened Phoenix. I completely missed you. I'm sorry, you were way up here. I missed a bunch of people. I just was out here channeling. Awakened Soul, give me a thumbs up in the chat if you're still here. My bad. Before I do yours, let me make sure you're here. Exactly. And that's what's important. So the most important part, Gemini, is can we communicate that to our partners? Embrace the tough conversations, make it uncomfortable, and realize that love will win. Thank you, Awakened Phoenix. I see you. I'm going to go back to your comment. To know that love will win. And love says, okay, I'm honoring my body right now, and I'm giving her a break. There are so many things going on to your partner, to my partner, that the truth is, I am scared. I had to say this to my partner. It's like, look, I realized that I pulled these stunts because I was legit afraid. And in this moment, in this stage, I can just clearly admit that I was afraid. But as I know I was afraid, I'm more than ready and willing to shift this, because I recognized and became aware of the fear. And from here, I'm not going to let the fear stand in front of me. I'm going to let the fear push me from behind and realize that I've officially finished this karma. So that's what a lot of this partnership energy is kind of about right now. So, oh, crap. It just gave me the last comment, Phoenix. So I can't actually see it right now. Can you just copy and paste your comment, Awaken Phoenix? And I can see it at the bottom again. It definitely disappeared. So Murph, PTSD does not have you not caring about your life. You care about your life so much that you're willing to have PTSD and even see it as a mistake, so that Neptune going direct next week on the Gemini Full Moon can help you transcend these thoughts. And these are just thoughts that are outdated. They're just outdated. And it's like, this is not the first time you've ever thought you had PTSD. It's just outdated, and you know it, and your thoughts know it, and your soul know it, and your guides know it, and your spirit know it, and they're ready to free you. So fly. Thank you, Awaken Phoenix. Sorry about that before. Moon 9, oh shit, what am I reading? Thank you for those thumbs up. Your AstroShaman Pernell Bobby, empowering the world of harmony, leveraging astrology. Okay, every first and third Sunday we meet up. I'm teaching you astrology, help you learn how to do everything I'm doing without research, without having to look at a notebook. Like, I'm just pulling this out of my butt cheeks. Understand that, but it's because I've done my work, and I can teach you how to do it for yourself. So check out these Astro Divinity memberships. All right, and I'll stop that right here. But I do show you real quick that these are available right now on the first and third Sunday, 10 a.m. CST. I'm in Mexico. I live here. All right, let's get busy. Sun, 9th house, Moon, 13. I'm guessing these are degrees. Oh, seventh house. So I'm guessing these are all Geminis as well. Gemini ninth house. Oh, these are Gemini degrees. I don't understand this entirely, Phoenix. Are these all Gemini Sun, Gemini Moon, Gemini Venus, Gemini North Node, Gemini Chiron? Is that what I'm understanding? And all of those are degrees in the all in the seventh house. That's how my mind processed it. But I just want to make sure. What's going on, Ashley? Good to see you up in the chat. Okay, thank you. I got you. So, wow, you're getting rocked on this. Oh man, Phoenix, this moon is almost like a new eclipse for you as well. Shout out to the Murphy Show. Thank you for your support. Thank you for your donation. Truthfully, that goes to, I mean, I just paid $240 for this streaming to be able to do this live background, and get us to have a moment to dance with some copyright-free music. So I want everybody to take a moment as I get ready to dissect the next one. I want you to all actually just dance with me. I'm about to throw the lofty. Hey, bring it back that 1990s Will Smith. Welcome to Miami, yummy, 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 yummy. Okay, here we go. I had to move a little bit. You feel me? Lofty autumn vibes. Absolutely, absolutely. Shout out to you, Murph, again for the donation. You just woke up my spirit. All right, here we go. And I got more cards I'm gonna pull, so now's a good time. Gemini placements are done. Nobody else drop a Gemini placement. But if you want to drop a question, I'm gonna pull some last energies. Awakened Phoenix is the last one I'm gonna pull for Gemini placement itself. Anybody else want to ask some questions on a Gemini full moon? Drop it. I'm getting ready to get out of here because I want a donut. I'm going to get a vegan donut. I have this vegan donut spot and it's not far from my house, and I want a vegan donut. It is Pisces moon. Pisces is the ultimate indulger. Go eat fish and go eat donuts and go drink and go smoke and go do some psychedelics. Okay. But this is not a medical disclaimer, and I didn't say that. I'm at gunpoint right here, off camera, for those of you listening, and those of you who want to crucify me. The good and the bad of the moon. Okay, AstroShaman. What about Gemini MC? Bang. Okay, so here we go. Last one, Gemini, Sun, Moon, Venus, North Node. God damn, Chiron. Oh my God, all seventh house. I mean, this is hella karma we love. Be honest, the partnerships, the people you Awaken Phoenix, there's no more, you're not dealing with liars anymore, man. I feel like you've dealt with so many liars. I feel like you have so many liars mess with your intuition. They mess with your third eye. They mess with your instincts. They mess with the parts of yourself that was super unique. You know, truthfully, they mess with your routine. They mess with how you take care of yourself. They mess with your mind. It's really not pretty. But the beautiful part is that it's a full moon. And so again, the full moon says that everything I just said, you have the opportunity to close the cycle. You hear the bell in the background. You have the opportunity to close the circle and not rewind this. You have the opportunity to change your perspective and realize that, you know, maybe you kept attracting even people that were lying because, again, there was these learned behaviors that were part of your belief system where what you considered a lie, maybe the next person didn't consider a lie, maybe the next person did consider a lie, maybe it could have been a whole bunch of like just information out there that was collected, but collecting in a manner that, like, you know, even if other people weren't lying to you, it's almost like no one really wants to listen to what you say, or no one really wants to hear you, and kind of respect you for what you say, what you think, you know, really who you are at an instinctual level, who you are in private. Regardless, a lot of this in a full moon is saying you have a time for feminine support to really heal the mind and literally pour love back into you is what I'm getting. Like, something smells good out there. I feel like this is for you. Yeah, it's bringing your mind to a safe and secure space. That's what this full moon is doing for you. Because everything I said about potential deceit or trickery, like it probably was more of a life narrative, a life story. But you have the ability after the eclipse last year in 2021 in Gemini, the eclipse this year in May 14th in Sagittarius. You have been closing beliefs and ways in which you used to talk for a long time now. A long time has been shifting. Okay, so I think I got your card. I think I just saw it. Oh yeah. Here we go. So what you're doing, Awakened Phoenix, is going through this Phoenix process, straight up. Okay, Mars in Gemini is cutting you in your first house. It's cutting your personality. It's cutting your how you show up in the world. It's cutting your offensive and defensive skills and abilities. It's just cutting it all up. Okay, it's improving. It's making it better, and it's in the fourth house as well, which is saying like you're going through a nurturing. You're nurturing yourself and you're nurturing your emotions. You got the Queen of Wands in reverse, if you know and you're familiar with what that means. So it's like you were just being too intellectual in a lot of ways. And this full moon is actually allowing you to close certain thought patterns that are just not helpful at this point. Like, in whatever way you didn't see your instinctual mind as important and valid, or your speech, okay, on the daily as important, and your thoughts and the ways in which you collect information and magically come up and derive solutions and answers, if somebody didn't validate you for that, all that stuff is like done. It's like, let it go. Let it go. Let it close. And you have an opportunity to let it stay closed. I think I said this before for Aquarius Soul that the career is closed out. How you used to think about climbing, you might have thought about, I gotta climb the social ladder, like going 9 to 5. And now you're like, nah, like I'm shifting the ways in which I approach climbing the social ladder. Like I'm changing my thoughts, I'm changing the patterns. And I understand that now I'm looking at it as I'm about to go be an entrepreneur because I can work, that same 8 hours and multiply my salary in a creative manner, expand my career in a way that is, quite frankly, unorthodox, something intuitive, something that people wouldn't even naturally consider. It's very unique to my own thought. Come to December 4th, okay, I'm gonna say it. This is your AstroShaman, Pernell Bobby. I'm out here empowering the world of harmony, leveraging astrology, baby. Every first and third Sunday, come check us. December 4th is the next one. This Sunday at 10 a.m. I'm here in Guadalajara, Mexico, and it's the simplicity of I got a lot of stuff to teach. Understanding like it's not even about simply astrology. Like, I mean, I truly have been living in 14 different countries over the last 5 years. It's like this membership is a lot about applying the wisdom and sharing the experiences so that you understand the expansion, Jupiter, Sagittarius, of what the hell is possible. Thank you. I appreciate you. P, look golden. Thank you. I appreciate you. You doing retreats there? Yup. The only retreats that's open right now are one-on-one retreats on some straight up. I'm not doing a group retreat. It's more like when God sends somebody who needs to do a retreat. Right now, it's on a one-on-one base. It's not, and this understand this like this isn't like anybody can come. This is kind of like God straight up sent you to me. God was like, you need to go learn under this guy. All right, you need to leave your country and go see him. So don't even try to reach out to me if it's not something that you don't feel like you've been called on a mission, to go teach millions in Indonesia. And I'm not talking about Bali. I'm talking about like somewhere in the woods, like don't even reach out about a one-on-one retreat. That's why I don't market it. I don't market or promote it. By the time I run my next retreat, it will likely be 2023. I don't have dates for that. So just to give a little whatever. Love you, fam. See you December 4th. Absolutely. Okay, cool. I think I had one last question, which was Shireen, the good and the bad of this moon. Okay, so of the Gemini full moon, the bad is information constipation. The bad is information constipation. All right. Gemini has the ability to learn so much, where the thoughts can get scattered. The thoughts can get scattered. It's literally information constipation. Like, if you're thinking so much, you're learning so much, and it's all happening privately at the 16th degree, so you don't even have a friend or a social peer that can kind of pull you out of your thought process or pull you out of your thought bubbles, right? You're going to get to the point where you're just going to be mentally burnt out. You're going to be just mentally done. You're going to be like, you know, if you're not doing a lot of breath work on this before this full moon, but this is not even like now until then. This is kind of like, this is a whole 6-month cycle, you know, like it's a full moon. So it's like, what you've been doing, have you been doing it for the last 6 months? You know, like, you can try to get a little jump start if you haven't and start doing it now. But it's like, have you been really listening to the astrology reports for the last 6 months? Have you been doing this for the last 6 months? And it's like, have you been doing breath work? Are you Mars and Gemini right now? Have you been finding ways to creatively stimulate yourself? Have you been switching it up? Have you been changing? Have you been playing chess? Are you reading books? Are you learning from a mentor? Are you applying the mentor's knowledge that you're learning? You know, are you cutting down retrograde in Mars? Are you cutting down on your media intake? Are you taking in just as much media and you know it's toxic? It's like, that's the bad. The bad is like, are you ignoring the fact that Mars is in Gemini and it's so curious and it's so reckless in its thought process that it doesn't like to have direction. It just wants to think. It just wants to research. It just wants to do things. And it's almost a little too random. So that's the bad part. Now, the good part is Gemini is going to do that anyways. Gemini is going to learn and do all of that stuff anyways. And the good part about it is, if you've been taking some intellectual breaks and some rest on the mind, if you've been able to actually wind down and turn your phone off like an hour or even 30 minutes before bed, so you're not going to bed thinking from a, you know, a hyper accelerated mental process, the good is saying, you now have new creative solutions that you've developed and derived in private to cutting your ancestry and cutting the parts that of your skills that do not need to be honed any further, and it's just an ability now. It's just a creative ability that you have. You don't need to do any more learning. You, through the rest, can shift your perspective and realize you already learned what you needed to intuitively support this creative shift in your thinking, learning, and intellectual application process. Man, I swear to God, this message has been, I'm so happy I did this from a generator standpoint. It's just so fire. I'm just so happy with myself. It's awesome. So that's the good part. The good part is, if you just chill out and rest, you can feel literally at an intellectual level. You can even intellectualize what you're feeling at a vibrational love. Like, what does it mean to vibrationally love your unconscious skills that are now logically becoming conscious as an ability, where it is now more complete? From a skill, you have to keep practicing a skill, because if you don't use it, you lose it. But Cancer is like the 16th degree is now, it's now an ability. It's an ability that gets deep seated into your life cycles, into your emotional cycles. It's the alignment of knowing how to intuitively rest and push and integrate and support and receive and give and nurture and withhold and secure. It's like this, it's this Cancerian flow of your mind and your thoughts that's becoming more natural and intuitive ability that started off as a skill 6 months ago. A skill that derives from you shifting, looking at intelligence, looking at your mind, looking at your faith, looking at what you deem spiritual, and focusing on what the spiritual discipline look like, and realizing that because you have the spiritual discipline, you are reaping major Gemini rewards in that house and area. I just saw this Aquarius. So this is really cool. That's blue. That's super dope. I want to say thank you for your support. All right. I just want to, girls just want to have fun. Girls just want to have fun. Check the last part on replay. Bang. Absolutely. Ladies and gentlemen, this is your Gemini Full Moon message. This is your AstroShaman, Pernell Bobby. I'm here empowering the world of harmony, ladies and gentlemen. Leveraging astrology to do it. Every first and third Sunday, this Sunday on the 4th of December, you see it in the chat, we're going to be meeting up. Okay? So I would like to definitely see you there. That'll be super dope. I don't know where I lost it. I lost it. All right, here we go. Bam. See you there on the 4th, fam. See you there on the 4th, fam. Like I said, there's about 8. No, I think there's like 9. I think kind of like 9 new members. Understand that I think only the first 14 members are going to be admitted before the price doubles. I mean, I put it up there before I even had my first member. So it's literally $33 a month at the time being. It's going to go to $66 by the time I got 14 members. And I honestly believe there's only like 3 to 4 of those spots left before that happens. So understand that for me, that's just my personal courtesy. This is how I decided to do it. Like, people that got in, got in. People that got on, got on. I mean, from here, if I look at my Gemini is literally in the 7th house. So Gemini in the 7th house also on a different level can speak about very clear business decisions. So I want to go the way Awakened Phoenix's placement was, because she had the Chiron there, you know, it kind of switched up a little bit for what the meaning was, you know, because of the Chiron and because of the surplus amount of placements there, and like a lot of her chart was heavy in Gemini. It kind of got a different message, but understand that at the same time, Gemini is a business placement. 7th house is a business placement, and it knows how to push a social group or circle, push a business proposition through purification. When I say purification, I mean getting rid of all the unnecessary details. So for me, like, understanding that part of the unnecessary details is after like 14 members, like the price goes to $66. For now, it's $33. That's just it. Like, I mean, through the full purification process, like, look, this is more than what is necessary. So charity has already been done. Like, support has already been given. So, bam, so glad you in. Appreciate it. I see you. All right, thank y'all. Hit this like, hit the thumbs up, share this with somebody on the Gemini Full Moon message. Really, the earlier part of this, if you check on replay, it's going to explain more of the details. On the latter half, is more about the intuitive interpretations based off of you just being here, being present, and because of that, just getting some free game. Okay, not even having to do a one-on-one session, just getting a little bit of, you know, free spunk. So this is my service out to you today. I want to say I love you. I see you soon.